Mom's going to show you how to crochet a belt.
That's right. And you can make it whatever color you want. And we're using scrap pieces from broken belts, or you can go buy new hardware. Keep watching to find out how. It's really easy. So I'm going to show you how to make a crochet belt, and I'm using old hardware off of a broken belt. We have several of those. The kids are hard on them, but you could go to the craft store and buy one. So I'm going to use this right here, and you can see this is an old belt where it was just right on there. If you had a bigger belt piece, like you can see these are different sizes. If I were using this pink one, I would need to make it smaller, obviously, than a belt that would go through this big one. I'm basing it off of this larger one. Okay, so we're going to take our G crochet hook, and whatever yarn you're choosing, I'm choosing this little variegated red. It's a scrap yarn. It just does not take very much yarn. And we're going to make a loop, put our hook in, and we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to take the hook and we're going to skip this first one and the second one that we did and go in the third loop from the hook, wrap around, grab some thread, pull through, and we're going to make a double crochet. So wrap around, go through 2, wrap around, go through 2. If you've never done a double crochet, I'll put a link to a video in the description or in the video, wherever I manage to put it, and that'll help you with more detail on a double crochet. So we're going to work 4 total double crochet. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and that gets us all the way across. So that's 4 all the way across. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to turn your whole project. Whoop, and we're going to work 4 across again. So you're not counting the chain 2 as a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. See how pretty that is. It starts changing the colors. I love variegated yarns. They're so pretty. All right, so that right there that you did, I hope you enjoyed doing it, because we're going to have 72 total rows of these double crochets. So you've got 2 down. Go do 70 more, and I'll come back and I'll show you what else to do with the belt. Okay, so we've done our 72 rows of double crochet, and now I'm going to cut, you know, a big chunk of tail here. I don't want to pull the whole ball through my project, but I don't want to have to hide more threads than I have to. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to knot that end piece, tie it off, just pulling that through. What we're going to do is take our belt buckle piece, and we're going to kind of put this in front, and I'm going to go down a couple rows and into the middle, and I'm going to poke the center part of the belt through there. See how that's right in the middle at the bottom of the second row? And then we're going to pinch this over, and what we're going to do is take this excess thread we have here, if I can get it to work with me, and I'm pulling it all to this side, and we're going to kind of use the crochet hook to sew it without actually having to go get a needle. So you see how I pulled that through? And we're going to go back and forth just like sewing. And I had this big tail of stuff and it's knotting up on me. So did that, and now I'm going to push the hook through and go grab it from the other side. So grabbing this and pulling it through. And then we're going to come from this side. So it's just back and forth, just like sewing, but we're doing it with the crochet hook. Oops. Pulling that. You can't see my arm because the string's so long, but I'm pulling it off. Okay, I think one more stitch should do it. So you can see from this side, I did get a little string there, but you don't really see any of the stitch. It's all, you know, locked within there. And I'm going to go ahead and tie that off too, just so things don't move around. So making a loop, I'm going to twist it. So I twisted the string and I'm going to pull this through to knot that off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make the loop. Now, this belt actually came with a metal loop. I could have just incorporated that, but my first belt I made didn't, and I just wanted to cover it both ways. So you could have just pushed that on there if that came with it, but I'm going to crochet that band. So the reason I made this tail so long is so it doesn't have to be another thing for you to hide. So we're going to go in and grab this, and we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that should do it. You might need 6, you don't want it to be too tight. And then I'm going to connect that on this side. So that, you can see that's just like a really thin loop. And now what I'm going to do is kind of twist the project, so I'm looking at it this way, and I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to do a little slip stitch into the side of the project here so it's connected on the side. And then I'm going to work 1 double crochet in each of these chains all the way across. 1, 2, 3, okay, so I've done 4 double crochet across, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna go in. You can see I can put my finger through here, but it's, you know, not really attached, and we're gonna just go in and work a slip stitch at the top, and that connects it on each side. And you can see I can put my finger through, and I'll have to go get a model and we'll see how this looks. But we're gonna cut this off and tie it off, and we're just gonna hide the thread in the body of it. And you'll do the same thing to the other end, but I'm unraveling that a little, and we're just gonna work back and forth. Since it's a variegated yarn, I'll try to stay within that same color. And I had it cut pretty long, and I'm getting bored, so I'm going to cut it shorter yet again. And just kind of fuzz that with my hand. So let me go get a model, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, this is my beautiful model, Eowyn. And what are you wearing today, Eowyn? What is it? A belt? Okay, move your hands a second.